Welcome to a new episode of Skatography, and this time we're in Haarlem. This is race number 2, that means 25 laps since I'm in Cat 4. And I'm trying to learn from my mistakes I did in Amsterdam. I don't know if you've seen my last video, but there I tried to catch up with the lead peloton. Didn't quite work out. So this time my tactic is to stay within the pack and spare as much energy as I can and to release it all out in the end. So there is the bell. It's actually a very short set lap, or warming up lap. And we have our first fall. That's something that happens very often when you're in a peloton and you skate close to each other. You know, the skate, they hook up. So that's one of the very important things with ice skating. Never put your weight on 2 skates. Always have your full weight on 1 skate. As you can see, it's not going very fast. I think that it's the second time only for most of the skaters. So they're not going full out. And as you can see, I tried to learn from my mistake from last time, so I'm staying as close as possible to the skater in front of me, just making use of the draft, also staying on the inside line. And as you can see, it's quite fanned out already in the beginning, and that fanning out is only in my advantage, since the guys on the right side, they have to catch the full wind from the front, so not taking any use of the draft. And that's only in my advantage. Now, something I've already also worked on, when you take the corner, you have a lot of pressure on your left leg. So what I'm doing, I don't know if you can hear it from the skates, but I'm really leaning on my right leg and having a short amount of time on my left leg just to spare the energy for the end. And the nice thing about marathon skating is that you actually accelerate in the corner, and on the straight you relax. So over here it's acceleration. You have a lot of pressure on the left leg, but I try to put most on the right leg, and over here you take a rest, you stand up. And that standing up of the guys in front of me, I try to use it. I try to keep as low as possible without really exhausting myself, just making use of the draft. Now there is another thing I've been trying to work on, and that's my delta. What do I mean by delta? Actually, if you want to overtake somebody, you gotta take some distance, and you try to overtake him with a higher speed. So over here, I'm working on it. I try to take some distance, and then sometimes you see me get up close, try to augment my delta, and then see, I come over here, I come a little bit closer, and then I take some distance again. Just a little practice for when I want to overtake, because those of you who haven't seen my first video, I am more of a sprinter. That means that my strongest point is at the end. So my Achilles heel, or my kryptonite, is actually trying to stay at a high level, a high speed during the whole race. So that's something I'm really working on. But my advantage is really taking the draft, not using energy, and then in the end, bam, take it all out. I'm also having a close look at my heart rate. It's now at 167, 170, so it's in a very nice zone. It's a little high. Would have liked to get it a little bit lower, like in the 170, but for now it's okay. Ideally, when I'm in shape, I like to have it between 145 and 160. So 145 being a sort of a resting mode, and 160 being like a good pace mode, like I'm having right now. But as you can see, I still have some space, some room for an acceleration. If I accelerate, it can jump up to 180, 185, sometimes 190. So, but for now it's in a good zone. Actually, not much is happening right now. It's just following the pack, letting the pack lead, and just save energy. Nothing more, nothing less.
I can make it.
As you can hear, I'm always trying to motivate myself. Sometimes I talk to myself when I'm on the track, and saying out loud a little bit what my tactic is, and just coaching myself. And actually, I'm quite having a smile right now, because this is actually exactly what I wanted. Just to stay in the back of the pack, just like a sheep herder. Seeing people fanning to the outside, taking the wind from the front. And I'm just relaxed. I'm trying to stay low, just to get out of the wind. Sometimes, just like now, working on my delta, just to prep my my acceleration. But for the rest, I'm doing nothing at all. Only taking draft and draft and draft, and let other people's fight for position. Because right now, the most important is just to get until the end. And if you look at other skaters, you can see that they are getting quite exhausted. You can see it on the movement. Imagine 25 laps, that means 50 times turning to the left. And that takes a toll on the upper legs. All the lactose that is making your feet tremble. And nothing is happening right now, just staying in the draft. Now what I'm also doing is looking at each other's technique. I am an instructor at the Yapeda, so I kind of know what everybody's movement is. Like two skaters in front of me, the one with the blue jersey, he has a very relaxed movement, so I know that he is not really a sprinter, but he really manages his energy. The guy in front of me, I don't know if you look at his left leg, he has a lot of pressure on it, so he tries to release that pressure and make it sort of a jumping movement. And the guy who just passed me on the right, he could work on his movement also, because one thing with ice skating, you never want to have the hand crossing your belly button. You always want to have it on the side, on the outside, but not crossing your belly button. And there you have the bell. Still 12 laps to go, and this is actually the bell for a sprint where you can have some points, but I am deliberately not taking the sprint. Maybe I could have if I was a little bit more in front, but I'm not wasting my energy. I try to spare everything for the end. I don't want to make the same mistake as I did in Amsterdam last week. So I'm just staying calm and let the guys in front just fight for position, and hopefully I'll catch them up later in the race. Okay, so still 11 laps to go. And between now and lap 5, it's kind of crucial, because you don't want to use your energy, but you want to fight for position a little bit. And that is what the two guys on the right are doing. Looking backwards at the footage, maybe I should have followed them. Maybe I should have stayed behind them and take their draft and get up front, because as you can see, they take like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe like 10 positions, which could have been in my advantage. But I'm just staying behind the pack, just observing what's happening and just analyzing the game. So here we are, 5 laps to go, as you can see, everybody's fanning out. And I think I even talk to myself right now, because I'm having quite a smile on my face, knowing that everybody on the right side is just losing energy for actually really nothing. I know everybody is trying to take position, which is a good thing, because ideally you want to be in the top 4, top 5 positions before the end. But everybody's fighting for position number like 10, 11, 12. And now it gets interesting, because here I think I should... We still have 4 laps to go, and I think I should have gone to the outside. That's also what I'm doing. But I'm seeing what a mess it is, and I'm giving up my position on the inside, which is actually the better lane. I'm trying to look if there is a space, but it's so fanned out that it's not really really useful. So what do? I get back in, take back my position, and telling myself I'd rather go on the inside, secure that position, hoping that the people on the outside are getting tired and are drawing back. Speeding is picking up a little, not much. And here I'm following the guy on the left. That's good. He's taking a few positions, three positions. But the problem is he's not following through. Like, he stood up where he should have forced on the inside.
Yes.
And that's a little bit of my disadvantage. You see people getting tired, one just fell. And maybe here I should have gone on the outside. 2 laps to go, 1.5 actually. And here I should have taken an acceleration. But the problem is I got somebody on my right. And that's hindering me. Last lap. And now I'm realizing, oh, this is a little bit too late. But still, I have some gas in the tank. So I'm taking the outside. I saw a little gap. Going full out. Although other skaters are also going full out. But this is my strong point. And unfortunately, I want to go to the inside, but I can't because there's somebody there. And I have to step on the brakes, because if I didn't, I could have chopped that head off. No, just joking. But unfortunately, I took off too late. I had to lose some speed in the corner because of that fall. And instead of ending in the top 5, I end in top 10. Still getting 3 points. That's not much. Here I'm kind of frustrated, knowing that I was 5 seconds late. If I did start, and here the guy in the blue, I should have followed him. He ended up in I think top 5. And if I stayed in his draft when he fanned out, like in lap 10, I could have gotten a better position. But not unsatisfied. 3 points in the bag. Another lesson learned. And I know what's coming up next week. I know what I can do. I know what my strength is. I know what my weaknesses are. So next week, I'm going full out. Guys, that was it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. And if you have some suggestions, some tips, some recommendations, then leave it in the comments right below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, because it helps us. It helps us out a lot. And see you next time.
Ah, 5 seconden te laat. Ik zat maar te wachten om dat sprintje te doen. En wat zeg je? Ik weet niet, ik denk ergens 8. Maar ik had 5 seconden eerder moeten sprinten. Dan was ik misschien wel wat hoger beland. Maar ja, op het moment dat ik wil aanzetten, ging dat hele peloton ging wijd. Ik heb nog net eentje weten te ontwijken. Ik hoop dat hij zijn vingers nog heeft. Nee, gelukkig niet. Maar ja, niet ontevreden. It's getting better and better.